Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. My name is Austin Bepley. I'm the Events and Member Relations Manager for the Dickinson Area Chamber of Commerce. I want to thank everyone for joining us at our Develop Dickinson Grow with Google event. This has been a very long-awaited event that has been kicked down the road due to a global pandemic. So we're super excited to finally be able to host it here. For everyone joining online, if everyone could just mute their microphones. And we have the chat feature open. If you have any questions throughout the presentations, Julie will be stopping periodically throughout the presentation to answer any questions in person or online. And we'll have moderators answering those questions back and forth. We want to give a big thank you to our sponsors, American Bank Center and City of Dickinson. Thank you to both of you for being the major sponsors of Develop Dickinson. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Program Director Abby Rohr to come up and say a few words and welcome. Welcome, Abby.
Hello. Okay, so thank you for joining us today. So this is our Grow with Google, and this is the third Develop Dickinson event, which is very exciting for the professional development. I'm Abby Rohr. I work at Country House, and I am part of the Develop Dickinson team. We appreciate you guys supporting our program, for investing in your business, investing in yourself. We're very thankful. Thank you to Stevenson's for letting us host the event here. And I would love to introduce Terry Stevenson, who is going to touch on our next event coming up on February 4th. So here's Terry. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you guys, everyone who's here in person and who's joining us on the live stream. Really excited to get to Google today, but yes, please mark your calendars for Thursday, February 4th at 1 p.m. I have a couple other personal trainers with me, and we're going to be doing some wellness in the workplace information. So this is going to be great for employers, employees, even if you're working from home, anything like that, just things that you can do throughout your day to keep yourself active and keep moving. We're hoping you'll find it to be a really simple, easy approach to health. And we're super excited to share. We also have a registered dietitian joining us. So it should be a really, really good presentation. So be sure to mark your calendars. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get Julie here and get us going on Google.
Thanks, Terry. Thank you to everyone in person and to also everyone who is online joining us today. I'm super excited. We have people literally from all across the country. We even have people from Chicago. So thank you for them joining us. And also, of course, thank you to everyone in person for taking the time out of your day to learn the value of Google. And we're not just going to cover Google today, guys. We're going to cover a lot of other things. We're going to talk about Google Analytics. We're going to talk about your website search engine optimization. And we're also going to talk about YouTube and how everything is intertwined. Everything is intertwined, whether it's with your social media, your website presence, whatever it may be online. I guarantee you everything in some way is intertwined. We're going to talk about all that today. So like Terry said, my name is Julie Obrigewitsch. I work at the Dickinson Convention and Visitors Bureau, and I've been there, it'll be 11 years already in January. So time really flies by. I was initially hired to do the sales, to bring meetings and conventions, reunions and such to Dickinson. However, shortly after I started there, I noticed the need for a social media presence. We had none. So within that month, I believe it was on January 24th, I got our Facebook up and running, later followed by our Twitter, YouTube, and things have really transpired since, and we've grown it into be a nice social media presence online. So a couple of years ago, it was May of 2018, April of 2018, I attended the North Dakota Travel Conference, and one of the speakers was from Miles Partnership, and they stressed the importance and the value of being present on your Google. And at the time, I knew nothing. But by the end of their presentation, I was so stoked to get back to work and apply what I just learned. And by the end of the week, we were up and running on Google. And what I'm going to share with you today is exactly what I learned. And I really hope that you guys are as motivated as I was in April of 18 to get back to your work and apply these strategies. And again, like they said, I will be pausing at different segments to take questions. So please put them in the chat, write them down, write a note to yourself, whatever it may be. I'd be happy to answer them at that time. To fully understand why we need to be present on Google, I honestly think the best snapshot of that is to look at one's analytics for your website. There's 2 points to a website. We're going to talk about those later on as well. Those are to get information about the traffic and to push information out to those visiting your website. And I I know this font is really small because it is a snapshot right from mine. The organic search in the last year on our website, visitdickinson.com, is a little over 36,000 people. When I mean organic search, I mean people physically typing in the words Dickinson Convention and Visitors Bureau to land at visitdickinson.com. However, there's tons of many amazing features with Google Analytics, and it allows us the ability to dig really deep into that traffic. So we can break down organic search. Can you see okay over here? I apologize if you can't, maybe need to move, feel free. And if someone needs to get water, use the restroom. I don't take any offense to that whatsoever. Or if you want to log into your Google Analytics, I encourage you to do so as well. So from that organic search, we can break that down even further. The top 3 search engines bringing traffic to visitdickinson.com are Google, Bing, and Yahoo. Over 90% of the traffic to our website comes directly from a Google search. If this isn't proof enough to tell us where our traffic is coming from and the site that we need to be most present on, I mean, this is very, very telling. And this is exactly what we're going to dig into today. And I guarantee you your traffic on your website is very similar to ours. So what we're going to talk about here is what exactly is a business profile on Google. I know we've been talking a lot about it, but what exactly is it? There's many different features to the anatomy of a business profile on Google. It describes the name of the business, the overview with different options. And again, this is a snapshot of the way it looks on a mobile device. It's going to share the hours, the location where you are located at. There's even a spot for reviews. Think of it like a TripAdvisor for your business, okay? That's right there on your Google as well. In addition to those quick links, they can call you, they can give directions, they can save it to their phone or also link right over to your website. And that one at the very top is so, so important. It's the photos and videos. We always really need to make sure that we are adding those great photos and the videos for our business, because I'm going to show you that there are people, I promise you, looking for your business online and looking at those photos and videos. So this is how it appears on a desktop, and we're going to get into this, but up-to-date business profiles are 2.7 times more likely to be considered by people visiting your organization. That's why it's so important to have always updated information on your Google. Not only are your is your information going to be shown in that nice Google that we just showed, but it's also going to show up in Google Maps. And a lot of people are using Google Maps to find the location of your business as well. And up-to-date profiles on Google are 70% more likely to attract location visits and 50% more likely to lead to a purchase. Is that not the point of our businesses? To attract business and to retain that business. That's why it's so important to be putting that desired content out on a website where people are searching for us anyway. So this is a snapshot of how it looks on all devices. So this is your tablet, your desktop, and also your mobile device on how your Google profile will work. So I don't know where everyone's at with their Google. Has everyone for the most part claimed their Google? Or if you haven't, it's okay, but because we're going to walk through the steps. There's a few different ways to claim your Google profile. This is the way that I did ours, first of all, for the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Right here, when you search for your business, if you go to, Chrome, the Chrome browser is owned by Google. So this information is only going to be shown on a Chrome browser. So I encourage you all to open your Chrome browsers, type your business in that search engine, okay? And if you see this little icon down here where it says own this business, claim it now, click that if you haven't already. If not, don't worry, because we can still create it later. It's super easy. So how do we create a business profile? It's so simple. And again, all of these strategies today, guys, are free. Everything is free we're going to talk about, including this feature right here. So if you could go to google.com/business, if you didn't see your business listed there before, this is where we're going to dig into right here. You're going to sign in with your Google information. If you have a Google account, like if I would be Julie Obrigewitsch at gmail.com, that works. I could use that. However, I like to use my Julie at Visit Dickinson. And the reason I like to use that is because I want everything at my work linked to my work email. When I get the emails from Google, it's going to come right to my work email. It's a very seamless process. When I get those beautiful reports at the end of the week or at the end of the month, I get a lot of reports, to be honest with you, It's all coming to the same email. So I like that, and I would suggest using your work email. So once we go through this process and log in, we want to make sure we name your business what your business name is. I recently helped the Dickinson Police Department with some of the things. They weren't pulling in some searches because they were using Dickinson PD. Well, we need to use the terms that the layman would use. You know, even if it comes down to even an and sign, if it's spelling out the word and, if that's the way it's on your tax papers, I would honestly suggest using it exactly as it is, as you are registered, as your business is registered. Once you are done there, you're going to make sure that everything is correct. We're going to click, we're going to go through the process. We're going to click next. We're going to go through all the steps. Next is selecting a category. At this time, we can select one category. Now, if you feel that you are part of multiple categories, don't worry about it, because later on, we're going to be able to select up to 9 other categories for a total of 10 categories. But at this time, we are selecting our primary category, and we're going to talk later on the importance of that. So just choose the one that best represents your business for the time being. All of this is editable. You can change things at any time. So don't worry if you decide to change your mind later on what you best represent. If you have a location, be sure and answer that according if you're mainly online, or if you offer a store with services to your customers. Be sure to enter the address as well. If you need more than the lines provided, click add line. You know, if you have a suite number or something like that, be sure and complete all the information as it represents your business. If you have a service area, let's say you represent the state of North Dakota, let's say you're in Dickinson with a radius, be sure and complete this information here as well to complete your listing. Now, the business contact information, at this time here, we can select one phone number, but later on, when we get into the other information in the Google My Business, we have the option to also put in another phone number. Like me at my office, we have our local number, and we also have our 800 number. I encourage everyone also to plug in their 800 number later on if you have one as well. And then, of course, the website is so important, so be sure and put that in. You're going to notice that last option, get a free website based on your information. Yeah, that's true. You can get a free website through Google as well, based off of the information that you provide them in that knowledge panel. So that's a really cool feature. Probably a lot of you didn't realize that. I didn't understand it either until I went through the process, and we don't use that feature. We do have our own domain, but it is an option if some people don't have that feature. Once you're done here, again, you're just going through the processes, and you're going to click finish. And once you're done there, you're going to need a verification process. So typically they send you a postcard. In some instances, they'll give you a phone number, or they'll call you and give you the phone number or the code via the phone message. But most often you will receive that postcard in the mail, and in about 5 days. Things I know recently have been backed up due to COVID, but you should have it shortly. And then once you receive that, you're going to get a 6-digit number. And what you're going to do then is you're going to plug in that information, and then you will be live on Google. However, there's also the services. There's different, again, you're going to go through those steps. And the services that you offer are very important, and really they're more specifics compared to the categories. Okay, as you can see here, the shoe repair shop, that's their category, but as a service, they have adhesive repair and buckle and hardware replacement. These are more specifics that this business offers to their customers. So again, be as specific as we possibly can. Give that information directly to Google so it's seamless for people trying to find your business. And if you don't see something that you offer, you can add a custom service as well. They make it really easy, very user-friendly for you to plug in all your details. This part is huge. The description part is so important. We can add up to 750 characters to our business listing. And why is this important is because of this. We are giving this information directly to Google. They don't need to crawl through our website. They don't need to search through our social media to find details about our business. We are giving them this very colorful description about what our business represents, so it's easy for people to find us. So I really encourage everyone to make this as colorful as possible, use nice descriptive words, and also use words that you use on the back end of your website for your search engine optimization as well. We want to be consistent across the board to get that nice branding across the board as well. And also take note, this one's a very short description, but the more descriptive words that you have towards the beginning is better, because Google is only going to show people the first, say 4 lines, unless they click to expand that section. So we want to put the most important things right there at the top, so that the user finds it quickly and understands exactly what you represent as well. Adding photos, you can do it in this process, or we can do it later once we're within the Google My Business dashboard as well. We can add as many photos as you want. We're going to get some amazing analytics, and we're going to show you some really cool ones that our office has received in the last couple of years. If you do add videos, they're amazing. People are searching for the videos. YouTube is a #2 search engine, followed right after Google. People are searching for those videos. I really encourage you to add them as well. Videos on Google can be up to 30 seconds. Really encourage you guys all to do that as well. And once you're done there, you're kind of ready to go. We're ready to go to get to that dashboard. We're just going to click continue. Now, right here, this is beautiful. This is where we manage. This is your epicenter of what your Google dashboard represents. We're going to go through everything in here. Once we go through the verification process, you will have full access. You now have control of your business online, and this is so important. So now let's talk about how to manage your business information. The info section is the bulk. It's kind of the meat and potatoes of what your Google represents, and there's tons of information that we are going to access through here. Has everyone been able to find this section in the Google My Business? We feel pretty comfortable with that? If not, we can take questions later. Google.com/business is the website for this page if you aren't able to find it. So most of the actions that we do to control our account are done through that dashboard. However, if you also, once you have control of your account, if you also do a Google search of your business, you also have the access right there on the dashboard. You have edit information, create a post, add photos, reviews, and create an ad. Those are Google ads as well. You can do that right from the search engine when you search your business as well. So you can either go to Google My Business dashboard to access this information, or you can also do it right there from when you search your business. So there's a couple options for you. They make it really user-friendly to get your information out. Now, we are really going to zone in on the Google My Business details. So first off, your business name. I touched on it earlier, but I cannot stress the importance of it. We need to be consistent across the board. Your social media, your YouTube, your website, your Google, everything needs to have the exact same name. Even if it's the and sign in place of the word and. If it's whatever it may be, like our office uses Dickinson Convention and Visitors Bureau. We need to make sure that all of that, even the and sign, the simple little things, quite honestly, make the difference. So again, making sure that word is across the board the same. Then we need to choose that category that we talked about. One primary category is going to best represent your business. However, again, we have the option to choose up to 9 additional categories. Our office, for example, uses Convention Information Bureau, Visitor Center, Tourist Information Center, Information Bureau, Gift Shop. We have it, so we should put it as well, right? And also meeting planning services. That's what I do at my office. So we not only can choose that main one, but if someone's searching gift shop in Dickinson, North Dakota, our office is going to pull for that. If they're searching visitor center, well, we better pull for that. But if they're searching meeting planning service, who helps with meetings in Dickinson? We are also going to pull for that as well. So please, and the best way to know what categories is to search your competition. I can't stress that enough. Creep on who you know, if you're a realtor in town, if you work in a bank, if you have a service organization, whatever it may be, if you have similar competitors in town, search what they're using. We learn from other people, so we need to make sure that we are pulling for not only what we feel we represent, but also what they represent as well. Because we're in competition, and we want to be able to rank higher than them. That's just business, right? So once we're done there, we are going to add our address, and you can add another line if you like, and just make sure that's as complete as possible. Don't use PO boxes. Make sure we're putting our street address in there as well. Service area as well. You know, if you represent an area as a whole, be sure and plug that in too. Once we're done there, this hour section is so important. There's so many great things about this, you guys, that we can do, that we have full access to do. 40% of local business searches want to find the hours of your operation. A couple of years ago, I was shopping on a Saturday, and I was going to a store in our downtown. I didn't know what their hours were, and I searched them online. They said they were open that day. I drove down there. We were all pumped up to go. I walked up to the door. They were closed. Their hours weren't accurate on their on their Google, and unfortunately, they lost a sale that day. It was disappointing for me, and I wish that they would have updated this stuff. But you know, not everyone knows this, so we need to make sure that we're present online. You know, not only updating our hours on Google, make sure you're updating them on your social media as well, your Facebook, and also on your website across the board as well. We want everything to be consistent. That consistency is really going to help to appeal to your customers even more and bring more traffic into your business. So we have the option to change the hours for every single day. And let's say you're closed over a lunch hour. Yes, you can say that you're open from, say, 9 to 11, and then maybe from 1 to 4. We have all of that ability to change that right in here. You're just going to click apply, and we're just going to go through the steps. This is a really nice feature, and I believe it's fairly new. If you have a business that offers takeout or delivery options, maybe there's special hours for certain age groups, you can choose this in here. You know, if you are open for brunch, or if your drive-through is only open from, say, 11 to 2, be sure and select those and then plug in those hours as well, so that people know when they come what your hours are for them as well. The short name and custom link is kind of cool, because what this does is it gives you a shortened URL to give to your customers, maybe to inspire reviews of your business. Ours at our office is at Dickinson CVB. So if anyone would search g.page/Dickinson CVB, that's going to take you right to our Google listing for the Dickinson CVB. So if you want to do that, definitely encourage you guys to do that, because it's just going to, it's just a quick link, because sometimes websites get really long, but this is a nice, quick way, nice reference for people to go review your business. And that's what I would honestly use it for, is to encourage those reviews. Because the better and the more reviews we have, the more desirable it's going to look for people to visit your business as well, because it looks like it's a popular place. Who wouldn't want to go there, right? Adding websites and phone numbers. I believe I said 2 before. You can actually add up to 3 phone numbers, which is great. So maybe if you have a couple different 800 numbers or whatever, or a couple different local numbers, be sure and plug all that in. And again, the website, if you have one, be sure and just use what you have. If not, you can make one free with Google, and they're just going to take the information right from your knowledge panel and get you a nice little one. But quite honestly, I like to use our visitdickinson.com over this, but it's a nice feature if people are on a limited budget and don't have the capabilities or maybe the staff to create one. So that is available for people as well. Next is the attributes. It's kind of a funny little section. Every business will actually get different attributes that you can apply. You know, if you're Black-owned, veteran-led, or women-led, or also amenities, you know, online scheduling. You know, some people like to visit businesses that are led by veterans. You know, they support that. So if you have a veteran-led group or any of these, I guess, and everyone's going to get different options for this. Be sure and just check it out. If you don't have any attributes that they give you that really apply just hit cancel. It's not a big deal. You don't have to click, you don't have to plug anything in there if you don't want to. And really, any of these sections you don't have to do, but it's really important to do it. The brief description, what sets you apart, your history, etc. Again, up to 750 characters. I encourage everyone to do this. You can change it and edit it if things change in your business as well. So just because it's there, don't worry, you can change it at any time. Opening date as well. Some people like to know how long your business has been there. So be sure and plug that in too. If you are not open yet, you can actually go a year out for your business and say that it's opening soon. So you can also plug in that information as well. And not only, not all of these will be live immediately. Sometimes there's a delay. Sometimes it may take up to 3 days for these edits to go live. So please keep that in mind, that just because you entered it, if you're not seeing it, don't worry, they're reviewing it and they just need to approve it. Adding appointment links is nice for in-home educational or professional services. Not everyone is going to get this option. Me at my office at the Convention and Visitors Bureau, we don't have this function. We don't have this ability to do this. However, if you are one of those people that offer services, either in-home educational professional services, a couple examples are MindBody or Pointly. Their websites give you information about how to use their web service to plug this in and to make appointments, and so that people can just click that as well to make appointments with your business. The bookings tab is really cool. I know decors in town, barbershop, they use this. If you even want to search them and see how they pull up and how this all works, it's a really nice feature. It's available to health, beauty, and also professional service companies. And again, it's kind of intertwined with other service providers, and then they can book right with you. So, and then you're just going to get that email right to that work email that you provided them. It's a very seamless process. So if you are in that category for these services, be sure and take part in the bookings tab as well. This is one of my favorite sections, the post tab, because it's so underutilized. We started doing this right out of the gate back in May of 2018. April, May 2018 is when we started doing this. We have seen so many benefits from doing this. And I really encourage you guys all to really, if anything, there's a couple parts of this, but this is really so important. It's basically social media to people searching your business. People are searching your business anyway in a Google search. So let's give them information that they're already interested in. You can copy and paste literally those great social media posts with that great photo or that awesome video and plug that right onto Google for people already searching your business. A couple different things, of course, in 2020 that they're now offering their COVID-19 support posts, COVID-19 updates. Also, if you have an offer at your business, products that you sell, what's new and events. And you know what we're going to do? I'm not just going to talk about it. I want you guys to make one today. So if everyone could, you want to minimize me, whatever you want to do so that you can still hear me. I want everyone to walk out of here with a post on their knowledge panel, because I want you to see what I see on a daily basis, and I want you to get that nice traffic back to your website. I want you to see the analytics that I get. So if you guys pull up your Google My Business, I would like you to click on posts, and we are going to make a post. The two main ones that we do at our office are the what's new and the events. For the time being, I would suggest you doing what's new. So these are the four different ways that they come across. I'm just going to show this to you before we actually get into it. This is how the different posts look. The what's new, if you have a product for sale, if you have an offer, maybe it's 10% off, you know, a stuffed animal at your business for the weekend or whatever, or an event coming up. This is how it's going to come across on the Google. A few different ways. The what's new post. So if everyone could go to the post part, and then if you want to hover over, at the top here is where you can select the different ones. Click on the what's new, and what comes up there is an area where you can select a photo and video and then rate your post. Very similar to a social media post, right? For anyone who does this, has a very, very similar feel. And honestly, there's an app for this as well. Google My Business has an app. I don't use it. I feel it's kind of clunky. I like to use the desktop version. I feel I have more control. There's more options there as well. So for me, I like to use the desktop version. But if you want to use the, you know, your iPad or your telephone, feel free to use whatever works best for you. So posts on here are going to stay on Google for only 7 days, unless we post another one. Okay? And why is that? It's because they want fresh content. There's constantly things that we can be pushing about our business at any and every day. And the more variety that we show people, the more we'll review it in a great picture and snapshot it shows of your business. So we need to be pushing these out regularly. We can also add photos and videos here, and it's not just one. We can actually add up to 10 photos or videos, and it can be a mixture. You can have 6 videos and 4 photos if you want. You can even do you know, just 2, whatever you like. The photos can be, there's different sizes, and they'll tell you what that is when you upload them. But the videos, however, need to be 30 seconds or less. Those nice quick videos that shows your business work best. Here's where you're going to rate your post, and you can actually kind of pull this down because the box is kind of small. You can, in the bottom right-hand corner, there's some like little lines. You can actually grab that and make that box a little bigger as well. Your post can be up to 300 words. That's beautiful. You can get a lot of content in there. So be sure and rate your posts. And again, like what I do, I don't share every social media post on here, but those great ones, maybe it's one of the national park or the downtown's doing something cool. You know, I'll just copy that verbiage and I'll just paste it across the board. This takes time. I'm not going to say it doesn't, but there's value in it. And if we're posting on our Facebook, if we're posting on Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever it might be, you can even post in your YouTube. Probably didn't know that either, but if you can, just copy and paste the verbiage and plug it right in here. That way you don't have to retype it. And then add a button at the bottom there. It says optional. I never, ever make that optional. For me, that should say required, because what does that do? But it's going to give you a button at the very bottom. I always have learn more. Okay, there you can have one that says call now. I don't use call now because some people might be using their desktop version. You can't call from a desktop, right? So that's why I just have learn more. I always have that link right back to our website, because what are we getting? What's the point of the website again? Push out information and they collect that data. We're going to use that data later on for ads. We're going to use it for social media ads. We're going to use that for YouTube or Google ads. We do all that in our office. We don't have an ad agency. We manage all that ourselves. Did you have a question?
Yes, we had a question from
Sure.
Sophie, and she is wondering if she can link a YouTube video.
No, can't actually. The question was from one of our visitors online is, can you link a YouTube video in here and add it? Unfortunately, you can't. The only option that you have is to have that saved onto your video or saved onto your computer. You can extract it from YouTube, but yeah, you can only use uploaded content directly from your computer to be plugged into a post here. So again, add a button. Please put your website in there. We want that traffic. You can add hashtags if you want as well. Event posts. These are fun. Who doesn't have events, right? These stay on Google until the event has ended. A little different than the what's new posts. We can also add up to 300 words. We can also add up to 10 photos and videos. Again, the video is 30 seconds or less as well. And always, we want that learn more. We want that plug right back to our website. We want to be tracking the visitors to our website because that information is so valuable for later on. You can select your start and end time and also the start and end date in here as well. I think these events look really great. This is one that we obviously didn't use this year, but it was just one that I had in our little library. So definitely do events if you are doing this, because not only do they show up in the knowledge panel when you search your business, but they're also going to show up in maps, because people are searching maps. People are finding you on a Google search to get directions to your business as well. Don't just think they're going on there to find that great content. They're also finding directions. And if we look at the Insights tab on our Google My Business, you're going to see exactly where they're finding you. And I guarantee you a large portion, for us it's huge, is actually directly from the Maps section of the Google My Business. When we make our posts, after a couple days, it takes a couple days for you to get the analytics. We're going to get two kinds of insights. We're going to see how many people viewed it, and we're going to see how many clicks those people clicked. And when I say click, how many people click to learn more? Now, in the Google Analytics, because we're bringing this traffic right back to our website, it doesn't specifically say that it's from this post. And for people who are familiar with Google Analytics, and it's the traffic, it's the activity on your website. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit as well. But for me, the best way to track this is to use a URL shortener. I use Bitly. I've used Bitly before. Maybe just apply a Bitly link to the, excuse me, I should back it up. Bitly is a URL shortener. It's a free service, but you can also pay for a premium as well. And by you giving them that certain link and applying it to the as a URL here, then we can track that. Then we can track that traffic. So there are options to find out how the traffic is flowing from your knowledge panel into your website. This photos tab is absolutely huge. I've seen incredible numbers with our photos. 90% of customers are more likely to visit a business that has photos in a search engine result. Think of it like this. If someone's new to town and if they're thinking, okay, what's the best place to get a hamburger in town? Okay, let's say they have three options. One place has no photos, another might have two, but the other one has like these amazing professional photos. Who do you think as a visitor, which place do you think they're going to choose? Of course, they're going to choose the one with those great photos. You capture their attention. We need to be pushing those out to people because, and again, I'm going to show you some great numbers, but people are searching for those photos, and let's give them what they want. Let's give the customer what they want. Let's give them those great pictures because that is exactly, in addition to searching for your business, what they're looking at on a Google search as well. Different tips for photos. Of course, well-lit images are always nice. Higher quality photos rank a little higher as well. So something to keep in mind. Just something that really identifies your brand as well. Within the Google as well, in the Photos tab, if we go to the Photos tab, you have the ability to upload a logo and also a cover photo. Very similar to social media, right? You have the profile photo and also that beautiful cover photo. Make sure that that represents your brand as well. Because again, we need to be consistent. We need to push our brand. When people see that photo with that beautiful logo, they want to know that it's coming from you and not maybe someone who's trying to be you. So always make sure that you're updating that logo and cover photo as well on your information. And again, add the videos. It can be up to 30 seconds on your Google as well. The products tab is really a neat feature. This actually will show, so on the left-hand side there, if you click products, it's totally separate from the info tab. We're going to click on that products tab kind of midway down. This is really neat because when we post products on our Google, it actually shows in a totally different section. Your Google posts are going to be kind of in that lower area, but above it are going to be your products. I just helped Health and Wellness Chiropractic here in Dickinson. They are utilizing this products tab. Not only are they doing posts, but they can showcase those photos with that description and also the beautiful learn more option that we always need to be incorporating into our posts because we want that traffic back to our website. I cannot stress that enough. Please add that link back to your website. But yeah, some great information that you can put in here on your products as well. The services tab, again, we kind of covered it before, but if you want to go down here right below products and services, be sure and plug in. It's just a little more descriptive things from what you may have offered in your categories. We're going to just zone in a little more on that services. And again, you can also add a description as well, and you can delete them at any time too. So if at one time you're offering something, but then let's say you've got rid of it due to your cutting costs or whatever, you can delete that at any time. Everything here is editable. It's really, really very simple and seamless. The website tab, we talked about that earlier. If you don't have a website, I encourage you to use this. It is free to use as well. So they give you different themes. It kind of has a Wix feel, if anyone's familiar with Wix. They give you different design options. You can edit the text. It's super simple. You can add pictures, and you just click publish and it goes live immediately. Again, this information, you don't have to rebuild this because it's taking the information right from your Google Knowledge Panel. So by keeping that updated, it's going to transfer really nice over to here as well. So again, it's an option if you don't have one, but I would encourage you to use what you have. I wouldn't switch to this, to be honest with you. The reviews tab is it's huge. It's huge. I was talking to a bar owner in Medora a couple of years ago, and he told me that he receives more reviews on Google in a weekend than he does on TripAdvisor. People are not only on TripAdvisor, they are on here as well, searching for your business information and also taking the time to review your information as well. So the importance and the value of this is because we need to take time to recognize the people that took the time to review our business, and we need to be timely in responding to them. Sometimes we're going to get bad reviews. They're not always going to be positive, but we still need to acknowledge that. We can always, we can always turn a negative into a positive. So we always need to think positive and to apply that to the reviews. Even a simple thank you. Thanks for taking time. Heck, maybe even give them a shout out back to your website. Say, if they loved one of your products, say, hey, thanks so much. You probably really love this product too. Give them a link back to your website. Again, we're just driving more traffic back to that website, and then plug them a new product that maybe that they would be interested in as well. So definitely take the time to look at the reviews tab. I guarantee most of you probably have some reviews, because I did creep on everyone's before I came here today. Managing the reviews, again, we can use that shortened URL to encourage reviews. It's exactly what we plugged in earlier, only it's /review. It just builds trust and loyalty with our customers. So please take the time to encourage people to leave reviews for your business. The messaging tab, I don't use this. You guys are welcome to do it. And basically, you can give them your phone number and you can text people back and forth, maybe on a weekend or whatnot. It's a chat with your customers. So feel free to use that option if you like. Our option is turned off at the moment. But you are welcome to set that up, because again, we have a phone app with the Google My Business. You guys can just visit with your customers directly from that app as well. You're going to get that notification. Up to you if you want to do it. Totally optional. You don't need to. The users tab is really nice because it gives us the ability to not only let you have control of your knowledge panel, but you can also invite your other staff. Maybe it's that intern, whoever it might be. You can invite them to take control of your account as well. You can invite new members. You can make them an owner. You can make them a primary owner. You can make them a manager. And at any point, you want to remove yourself. And I've done this for different people. Just this morning, I was helping someone. She was having issues setting hers up. I actually claimed it. And in the process, once she made an account, I transferred it over to her. I'm done. That's all I needed to do. But just so you know, that option is there if you want to have other people receive emails from Google or also to contribute information. Again, very similar social media. Has a really, really similar feel. You can also remove people. The primary owner can remove people. So let's say you've got a staff member who's no longer there. Don't worry. You can still remove them and they will no longer have access to your information. So that option is available as well. The Insights tab is, I'm a data person. I love this kind of stuff. And you can get tons of great information from this Insights tab that you can use for your website. Remember when I said everything is intertwined? This is no different. The insights that we learned from our Google My Business are huge. It is huge, and I really encourage everyone to take the time, even if it's monthly, to go in and review the analytics that you are receiving. We're going to get tons of information. We're going to see direct, okay? How are people finding us? Is it by when they typed in our name? Or is it from our address? Is it maybe when they typed in our category? Remember when I said we're on our gift shop in Dickinson? Maybe someone was searching gift shops in Dickinson, North Dakota. Well, then that's gonna be a segment showing that we were pulling as a category. also of your product or service. Brands related to your business. Maybe it's a similar business that people are searching for, but I'm also pulling for it as well due to my keywords on my website. We're going to get all this data here. And at the very top, it says how customers search for your business. As you scroll throughout that page, you're going to have the option for each section to search either 1 week, 1 month, or 1 quarter, okay? So you can look at this data in 3 different ways. The query section right below that's my personal favorite because I get to see exactly what people are searching to find our business, okay? If you're a restaurant in town, is it the best restaurants in Dickinson people were using to find you? Was it the best hamburger? Was it who has happy hour? Those words are all going to pull there, and we're going to use this information to plug into our website as well. Again, everything is intertwined. We need to use this data, and that's also going to help in your search engine ranking as well. So again, this is just a little more information about what kind of reporting we can get within this dashboard. Search queries. We're also going to see if people are finding us on search or on maps. Remember when I said people are finding you on maps? Our numbers at our office are higher on maps than they are in a regular search. People are using that to find directions to our office, and I guarantee you, you guys have a very similar look as well. Customer actions, driving directions, phone calls, and more. Something that's kind of cool is that they'll actually tell you what the most popular day of the week is for your customers visiting you online. They'll even tell you the date, or the date and the time, in fact. So what does that tell me? How do I interpret that? Maybe if my Tuesday at between 10 and 2 are really popular, well, maybe I need to have more staff on. You know, we interpret these differently for each business, but I definitely encourage you all to take a peek at that. But you're going to see exactly how many calls you're going to get to your calls to your office. I mean, the analytics in here are crazy. This is all free stuff. Why wouldn't we want to use this and apply this to our business? It's a no-brainer. Once your business profile is created, we need to make habits, okay? We need to make habits to constantly review our information on our Google My Business. We need to make a habit to adjust our business details, to add photos and videos as things change. Constantly share posts and any other details within there that need to be changed. We need to make sure that we're regularly changing it. Again, if we're changing it on our website, if we're changing our hours on our website, we need to be consistent across the board. We need to also go over to our Facebook. We need to go on to our Google. Everything needs to be consistent across the board. And of course, we need to interpret those insights. We need to understand how the flow is coming onto our page so that we can better serve our customers for future postings or any other content that we can push to them, because up-to-date Google profiles are 70% more likely to attract location visits. This is huge. The numbers speak for themselves. I've been doing this for 2 years only, and it's the insights that I have learned to better promote our business and the city of Dickinson. We also have control over the Dickinson, North Dakota Knowledge Panel. Very few cities actually have that ability, because shortly after we took charge of ours, they turned off the feature for any other person to do it representing a city. So if you even do a Google search in Dickinson, North Dakota, our knowledge panel shows up. Since May of 2018, we've had over 1.3 million views of the posts that I've had on our Google. What does that tell me? See, I see the data. Not everyone gets to see it. People are searching for your business, and I know people are searching for our area. People are very interested in Dickinson. We need to be pushing out that content and to give them exactly what they want. I'm going to take a drink of water, and I will take any questions that anyone has on that section of the Google My Business before we move into the next section. Yeah. Take your time and.
Is there a way to tell, like, I'm pretty sure they have an account, but I don't know, like, how to access it at this point?
You're not sure how to access it, or?
Yeah, like, it was, I know we have one upload, I don't know how to get it.
So the best, okay, so the question was from someone here in the room, they think they have a knowledge panel, but they're not sure how to access it, is that right? Okay, so my best suggestion for that would be to search for your business in Google. and to see how it comes up. If you have that claim a business, if you don't have that option at all.
No, but it just features just everything there, the date, the hours, the location. So I don't know how to.
Okay, so then earlier on, we had the option to find your business within that listing. That's probably where we're going to want to go back. I can help you when we're finished if you like. And also there's been businesses that have had change in ownership, but yet the old people still have ownership of that account. That can be transferred over. I've dealt with that situation too. So rest assured, even if someone else has access to it, you can do that. Do we have any questions, Megan?
We have addressed them, so we are good.
Okay.
On the virtual side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Even if you think of some questions later on in the other segments that apply to the Google My Business section, please still ask the question. I'd be happy to address it later. Moving on. There's a lot of things within Google. Again, only 3 things are going to be talked about here. These are some of my personal favorites. First one is a small thanks of Google. They will actually send you in the mail a free marketing kit that I definitely encourage everyone to participate in. It is information taken directly from your knowledge panel, and they will send you a beautiful poster, some table tents, window clings, and more, some stickers. Again, all this is free. Also within this program, they're going to give you a free video of your business highlights as well. And what do we do with that? We share that in social media. It's free, right from Google. They're giving it to you. Let's share that information. Might even inspire a future visit to your store, or maybe even a great review later on. So again, small thanks with Google is the website, and this is free. So I encourage everyone to definitely do this. This is just a couple of pictures of things that I've gotten. I always say this about Terry in our office. I got that poster. Who knows who it was, but they sent this to us. It was massive. And then also this table tent information, the window clings, and also the stickers. Again, we're just encouraging reviews. We're getting free things from Google, so right, why not? Google Local Guides is another free service that they offer people. If you go to Maps, when you're on your Google signed in your account, if you go to Maps, okay, and then it's kind of in a funny location, but once that comes up on the left-hand side, there's those 3 lines on the top left-hand side. If you click that and then go down to My Contributions, that is the area where you are going to add this information, and then also to get the insights on these details as well. This is a snapshot of how ours looks. We are a level 6, 4,200 points. That doesn't really matter to me, but what I want to show you, photos. Okay, we work in the hospitality industry at our office, lodging, dining, shopping, attractions, things like that, in Dickinson and southwestern North Dakota. So far since 2018, I've had
that looks so weird.
photos. A lot of them are probably for many of the businesses on the call today as well. I know that they are because I saw who's on the call. 151 edits I've made to other businesses. It might have been suggesting a website. Maybe it's a missing website. Maybe it's a phone number that wasn't added yet. I've actually went in and done that for many of you. I've added 14 businesses, fact checked 18. Just so you know, you can do this for your business, and you can also help others and do it for them too, because the better that Dickinson looks to the people searching us, the better the community just looks as a whole. So I definitely encourage you to do that too. This is, I think this is honestly, quite honestly, my favorite slide. Remember when I said the Google Post was my favorite? This kind of trumps it. This is the Google Local Guides. This is just a snapshot of my top 4 photos that I've added for Dickinson businesses. Again, 643 photos I've added. As of this morning, when I pulled this, 8,188,188 times these photos have been viewed. Dickinson doesn't have that population, right? These are people interested in our community. This is over 8 million people searching Little Dickinson, North Dakota, right? I mean, we got people in here from Chicago. I mean, this is huge numbers. I mean, if you would be doing this for your business, man, your numbers would just blown out of the park. Army's West Sports Bar, I love looking at this one. This one recently reached over 1 million views. 1,046,000. It's very hard to see. I'm going to read these off to you. 1,046,086 views of Army's West Sports Bar. Okay, followed by one of the Dinosaur Museum. Almost to 1,968,824 views the Dinosaur Museum has. Okay, that's plugged in for the community of Dickinson. Godfather's Pizza Express, man, that one really has been climbing. 530,414 views, followed by another one of the museum center at a little over 430,000 views. This is huge. You know, when I did this presentation last year at the Main Street Summit in last October. At that time, Army's West had a little over 300,000 views. Okay, they have climbed more than 700,000 views in a year and 2 months. Is that not crazy? People are searching Army's West Sports Bar to that extent. People are searching Dickinson, Godfather's Pizza. The movie theaters in town receive incredible numbers. You know, if you guys, and anyone is welcome to stop in my office and see the photos that I've added and the numbers that they've garnered for your business. I encourage you to do that as well. This is incredible. Over 8 million views of the photos for the Dickinson businesses. That shows people are interested in our area. This is just a snapshot of the businesses that I've added. Just really zoomed out, but it's really something. Does anyone have any questions on this section of the presentation?
We did have one question come in.
Okay.
From Walter, who's wondering, is there a list of keywords specific to business published as top identifiers to key on for names for searching? Like, I just created Dickinson Northwood Planning. Would it be better to put city of or?
So Walter Hadley had a great question. He is wanting to know, he works with the city of Dickinson. He's wanting to know what keywords are best to be plugging into his website. Is that the question, Megan?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. There's a few different, we're actually gonna talk about stuff like that here in a bit. But regarding keywords, we need to be thinking like the consumer. We need to be thinking of words that they would use to search for your business. A lot of times we're so close to the situation, we're so close to our business that we don't always think, well, how would they think? What do they think that we are? Do they maybe just think that we just pass out brochures all day? Maybe we should be putting in brochure distributor. You know, we don't, that's maybe what people think that we do at our office, because people probably don't know. I'm going to share with you, Walter, and everyone else, some tools later on, some plugins that we can plug right into our Chrome browser that are going to give you some insights on that. So I encourage you to use whatever you feel that users would use, but also maybe what you think that they maybe use variations of it as well. Use what you think that they're using, but then also use variations because we can't plug in too many, right? The more the merrier. So use as many as you possibly think that they are using to find you. But I know it's kind of a vague answer because I'm going to get into some things later on that are going to give you some more insights on that. So please, if you have that question still at the end, please ask it again because I am going to get into some stuff on the website as well. Which is right now, actually, once I take a drink of water. I drink a lot of water, so. Let me see, so page titles, first of all. There's a lot of different aspects about your website that is going to help you to rank above the others, okay? We need to be constantly searching our competition, again, to see how their page titles are. You know, the best way, quite honestly, is to maybe search that category. If you're a restaurant in Dickinson, type in restaurants in Dickinson, North Dakota. If you're a realtor in Dickinson, type in realtors in Dickinson, North Dakota. Maybe type in best realtors. If you have I'm trying to think of the other places that are registered, shopping. If you're a boutique in Dickinson, maybe type in the best women's boutiques in Dickinson, North Dakota. See where you rank, okay? See who ranks above you, okay? We learn for our competition. I always tell people, find someone who does it great, match it, but do 3 times better, because there's always room for improvement, right? This page titles at the top is so important. And this is something that I didn't realize until a couple of years ago as well, when we were getting our new website in our office. This year's a snapshot of it. Everyone needs to go to visit Dickinson.com for all Dickinson and Southwestern North Dakota information on tourism. But this page title here, I have it snapshot down here at the bottom. We need to put in information on there that people are searching, okay? Of course, our business name is going to go at the very top. I also want to be pulled in a Google search for our city, okay? When people are searching Dickinson, North Dakota, I want to be right up there. And Walter, your website's right above ours, City of Dickinson. We will never get above you. We were for a short time when you guys were redoing your website. And the reason for that is that they have Dickinson, North Dakota so many times on their website. It's just really hard to rank above that. And people are on their website for quite a long period of time for different, maybe they're paying their bill. So those kind of things all play into who ranks higher for those certain key terms. Every single page is going to have their own page title. Google crawls, when you're searching different businesses, they're searching from the top down. The more information we can give that user at the very top, that's going to help our search ranking as well. So I'm plugging in details that I want people to be, that they're searching us for. I want to be found when people search Dickinson, North Dakota. I want to be right there at the top, right below the city. But yet I also want people to be finding us for Dickinson Convention and Visitors Bureau. So those page titles should be exactly describing your business. We should not have duplicate page titles. Every page in your website is different. Every single page title on your website should be different as well. If not, it confuses Google. They're not sure what content they're giving that user because you're telling them, well, this is one page, but then this one's the same. It's very confusing for the user as well. They're not exactly sure what they're clicking on. Also, when I share this page on a social media browser and a social media post or whatever it might be, what's going to show is the information that's in that page title as well. So again, every page needs to be descriptive in that page title, and that's one thing. We're not going to cover everything on how to increase that search engine optimization and really I'm really just touching on the main ones that have helped us at the Convention and Visitors Bureau to get to that #2 ranking when you search Dickinson, North Dakota, because that's exactly what we want. We want to be found on that first page, or else, quite honestly, people might not be finding you. Website description is huge. It gives you a clear understanding of what exactly to expect on the website that they click on, okay? We want to make sure that we're using great keywords, descriptive keywords. And again, we don't want to have duplicate descriptions on the pages. Every page is different. Every description should be different as well. The Downtown Dickinson Association, Dickinson, North Dakota, it's a very colorful description, okay? We want to make sure that we are giving the information to the user. It's also called meta description, but we want to make sure that every single web page is colorful, and that it's also going to help with your click-through rate later on that you're going to see in your Google Analytics as well. Alt text is a funny thing. I didn't realize that the importance of this until this past year as well. Adding alt text or alternative text to your photos are huge. Every one of us has photos on our website. Every one of us has content within that page. What we're doing with alt text is we're actually describing the photo on the back end. And basically, if let's say the web page isn't loading for someone visually impaired users as well. Visually impaired users, you guys, they can't see the pictures. We have to think about all users on our website. How can we make it ADA compliant? How do we make it user friendly for every person, regardless of their ability? This alt text is really going to help you because, again, people can't see the photos, but they can see the text, or they can use it, their braille, whatever it might be that they're using to find whatever they use, the readers that they use, read it to them. So rather than seeing the photo, they're reading the context of what the photo is. It's also giving Google more information about the photos. I encourage everyone to label each photo, also add your business name, the description of that photo, and also the city name. By adding the city name for us, again, has been huge. It has helped us to rank right there in the #2 spot when you search Dickinson, North Dakota. So definitely, it takes time. it takes a lot of time to do this, but you're going to see the results, I promise you, in those search engine rankings. And also, another little helpful tip, prior to uploading the photos to your website, and again, who wants to go back and do all this again? If you didn't do this, don't worry about it. If you're building a new website, maybe consider it. Don't just use image 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 when uploading. Give that image a name. You know, I have the Ukrainian Cultural Institute here. You know, I have this photo. This is a very poor example for my part showing you this, but this is a good example to show you what you shouldn't do. This photo was just named Dickinson CDB 9932. Okay, I should have named that Ukrainian Cultural Institute, Dickinson, North Dakota. Just another descriptive word, helping Google, and also help you pull higher in that search engine. Optimize each website. So each web page, excuse me. There's arrows here, I know it's kind of hard to see, but there's different things that we should be doing on each website to rank, or on each web page to rank higher. First of all, adding the subject and the tag and the title tag right there at the top, the very top with the tab. We want to make sure that the subject of the page and that is descriptive is up there. We also want the subject and the URL. That URL thing is huge. I see it so often on websites. Don't just have like whatever the URL, whatever the extension is. You know, we got visitdickinson.com/business/enchanted highways. That tells the user exactly what that website, what that web page is. Don't just say landing page or blank page or page 4. Okay, we want to tell people exactly what to expect on that page. So we need to make sure that we're describing each of those in the URL as well. Alt text, of course, and that's that image. If you click on that in the back end, it has it all that tagged. Specify the subject several times in the text content. We don't just want a web page of photos. That really serves no purpose. We need to have those great descriptive words within the page as well, because the more information you give the user about what the page is about, it's the better off to be, I promise. Unique content. We want to give people purpose, a reason to go to that web page, okay? So we want to make sure that we're giving them great details within the content. Link back to its category name. You can see at the top here, I got kind of a crumb trail here. We want to make sure that all of those are in working order as well. Our internet connection is unstable. Link back to the subcategory page if applicable, and then linking back to its home page. What does that mean? That means this logo here at the top left, that's going to go right back to our home page, visitdickinson.com. So really, you got to make sure that every single landing page is optimized for the user as well. Make it extremely user-friendly. I'm going to pause for questions. It's just a fun little graphic to look at on how people use your website for different, whether it's shopping or information. So if anyone has any questions on this part, I'd be happy to answer them. We're good? Okay. All right. We will move on to your YouTube. Google is the #1 search engine, followed by YouTube. This is huge. We've seen such great things on our YouTube channel, and there's so many cool things that you can do on YouTube. A lot of videos aren't optimized the way they should be for YouTube. I'm sorry to pick on them again, but the police department, I was recently up there helping them. Their page, they had a lot of really great videos on there, but people couldn't find them. I couldn't find them at all in my Google search. When I go to Google, Dickinson Police Department, when I clicked on videos, they were pulling it all. Okay, I went up there, had a session with them, they're now pulling because there were as many things that they were missing. I guarantee you that if you incorporate these things, you're going to pull in that Google search, and you're also going to pull and rank very, very high in that YouTube search for the category of your videos that you're sharing with your audience. YouTube is free, first of all. Another free thing that we can use, it's a Google product as well, okay? First of all, cover photo and profile photo. Again, very similar as a social media. We want to make sure that we are utilizing all the real estate that they're offering us, okay? That visitdickinson.com, that is your cover photo. The little guy over here at the top left by our business name, that is our profile photo. Yes, you can change both of these. You can change them at any time. You can use branded content. I encourage everyone to definitely use these, okay? Social media and website links. It's super small, I apologize, but at the very top, well, if anyone wants to go to our YouTube page, I encourage you to do that too. It's a Visit Dickinson Convention and Visitors Bureau on a YouTube search. You can see a little more closely what I'm talking about here. But at the top, right below the visitdickinson.com logo there, those are links that you can plug into YouTube. They're little icons. They're going to take you right back to our Facebook. They're going to take you back to our Twitter. They're going to take you over to our LinkedIn, our website. I think that's what's up there. I can't see them all. But and you have many. Gosh, I don't even know how many you can add. You can fill up that whole thing if you want to. It's crazy. Definitely encourage you to do that, because again, everything online is linked together, right? The more seamless we can make it for that user to find our Facebook page or find our LinkedIn or our Twitter, we need to give that to the user. Also, featured videos for returning subscribers. Within YouTube, you actually have the ability to change the featured video trailer. It can be different for people that are regularly on your page, or it can be changed for people who've never been on there before. So we kind of have two different options. So that's nice. Maybe you want to push. Maybe it's a relocation video that I want to push to the new subscribers, but maybe for people who've lived here, maybe it's a beautiful thing highlighting the great people in our town. So we can change that for different subscribers to our channel. You can also have 10 featured video sections as well on your YouTube. So make it your own, okay? You can, the options are there for you. You can add other people's content and their videos to yours as well. Right here at the bottom, you can kind of see where I can plug in these different links. I got our website, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. You can also add an email address. Again, that colorful description, okay? That description is the same one that should be on your Facebook, your website, your YouTube, your Twitter, everything across the board. We want the same branded content, so be sure and plug in that information here as well under the About section. You're also going to get a little bit of a snapshot of your views, but the analytics in YouTube are really sweet. It's really, really incredible what we can see in here. We'll get into that in a bit. Optimizing your YouTube videos is crucial. It is so, so important. We want to rename each video file using a target keyword, okay? Even prior to uploading it, again, kind of just like the alt tagging of the photos on your website. We want to make sure that, if possible, rename that video even to what it is exactly before even uploading it, okay? This here is an example of our feathers and fossils of the Badlands Dinosaur Museum. I encourage everyone to visit the Dinosaur Museum if you haven't. They got a lot of really cool things. We have done advertising of this video. It has a little over 90,000 views. Joel made that great video. He does a really nice job in our office with video. Different things that we can do within this section right here. I encourage you guys really to take note of this. First of all, making sure the name of the video is descriptive. It should be exactly what it is, and it should be exactly for what you want to pull for. I want to pull for the Dinosaur Museum in a search. I also want to pull for Dickinson, North Dakota. If you look at Dickinson, if you go to Dickinson, North Dakota in a Google search, and if you go to videos, you're gonna see a lot of ours because I tag them that way. There's a reason for what we do. You tag them as you want to be pulled, okay? Right below there, I have a nice colorful description. I have their hours. Right below here, I have our website, okay? It's a shortened URL. Notice that it says HTTPS, //visitdickinson.com/dino. I made a shortened URL, first of all, so I can track that. There is a much longer extension to this. It actually is Badlands Dinosaur Museum on our website. I shortened it for the purpose to track that traffic, okay? That's coming from YouTube. Below here, I have #visitdickinson.com. Notice at the top, I also have #visitdickinson.com. Whatever, if you put in hashtags down here, they're gonna pull up here as well. Kind of fun little thing for people searching hashtags, okay? So with the websites, it's kind of funny because if you just do www.visitdickinson.com, it's not going to show us hyperlink in Google or in the YouTube videos. And I had to kind of find this out the hard way. I didn't realize that this was a thing. The only way for this to show as a URL, a clickable URL, is to add that HTTPS or HTTP prior to the www. So just so you know, when you add those website links, be sure and add that pretext to that. Optimizing your YouTube videos isn't just in the description. It goes much deeper than that as well. We want to make sure we are tagging our videos. Tagging is so important because we are giving them exactly what we want to search for, what words we want people to find us for. If someone types in family fun, if they type in Taco Tuesday, if they type in rocks, hashtag visit Dickinson, I'm going to pull for all this. Okay, we are telling YouTube exactly what our video is about, and we're putting that on the back end of it, so it's easy to find. Also, you want to make sure you categorize your video. So once you upload a video, there's kind of a option that says like, I think it said like more options or something. You just keep scrolling. You want to make sure you complete everything in that section. Do not leave anything left out, because if you leave it left out, you're missing huge steps. And within that, you're going to be able to make sure you choose a category. Also, upload or choose a custom thumbnail. You know, how many times have we seen those videos on Facebook or something, or on YouTube, and it's just kind of a strange thumbnail. When I say thumbnail, I mean that picture that shows before you actually click on that video. We have the ability to change that thumbnail and change how it looks to the user. So I encourage you to choose an appealing photo that would represent your your video to make users want to click on that video. Also, you can add subtitles, and also adding cards and end screens. This is kind of cool because basically what this means is at the, as you're watching a video, where, in the upper right-hand corner, it says like, watch now, and it'll give you like another suggested video. You can do all of that in here. I do this all the time, and it's really fun to see what they're clicking on. Also adding your location, you can do on your videos as well for people to find them a lot easier. You're going to get some really sweet analytics in YouTube as well. It's data directly from your YouTube videos. Yes, Megan?
Hey, Julie. So we have a question regarding having 2 locations. So if it's 2 locations, have Google reviews photos that are all separate, or is there a way that you can have both locations under or out of coding, or have it just 2 addresses associated at one company?
Okay, so for that, the question was, there's a clothing boutique in town who has another location in another town, and they're wondering how to consolidate the reviews. Is that what the question was?
Yes, photos, etc.
Okay, so the best option, quite honestly, so first of all, in the Google My Business, you can add multiple locations. So the question for that boutique, if they have a location here, they can also manage the other one within that same dashboard. But if I were them, I would make one for their Dickinson location, one for the Bismarck one, because you might offer different things at different locations than the other store. Also, the reviews that you get at one location, I would honestly manage them two totally separate, because even the landing page for the website might be different. Maybe it's their URL /Dickinson for the Dickinson. Maybe that landing page is specific about the Dickinson store, and the other maybe /Bismarck is descriptive about the other landing page. So quite honestly, I would manage them totally separate and treat them as totally separate entities is what I would do, because they really are. But you can intertwine them. Maybe you can do a post. What you could do is you could create posts for the Dickinson location and say, hey, we got this in Bismarck, or check out our Bismarck location. You can cross and do it that way to suggest others.
So she's tuning it, and I have it as multiple locations right now under one Google account. So she's suggesting we don't use the manage locations feature.
Yes, I would. She's wondering if she can use the manage locations feature in the Google My Business.
So don't use the manage locations feature?
Yes, I would use the manage locations. If you go to manage locations in the Google My Business, it's on the left-hand side, kind of towards the bottom, kind of where it says users. That's where you can add that other location. But most certainly, I would treat them as totally separate entities. Still add the photos. Again, this takes a little bit of time, but I guarantee you're gonna. The entities are totally separate. And we just need to be treating them as separate, but we can still be adding them for both. I know it's kind of frustrating and maybe redundant, but it's unfortunately just the way it is. And the reason is because if someone's searching your business, they're searching your business and then the city name. So, they're not going to find, we can't plug in 2 different cities for that entity is the thing. So I would treat them as two totally separate entities. I would.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the questions. Keep them coming. I welcome that. Interpreting your YouTube analytics, again, it's taken directly from your YouTube videos. And there's a really cool section over here for real time. I love using the real time because it's showing what people are viewing in the last 48 hours of your business on YouTube. And what do I use this for? And remember when I said everything is intertwined? I can take what I'm seeing in this dashboard or also in the Google Analytics that we're going to get into as well. I love to look at the real time because that's what people at that moment are interested in. Again, if people want that information, let's give them what they want. Let's give them a video of, I can't read this, pheasant hunting. We've had some on pheasant hunting, unique shopping, holiday shopping. If I have, recently we had all these hits on our website for the burning coal vein. I asked my boss, what is with this burning coal vein? Everyone is just hitting our website with this stuff. So what did I do? I took that information and I created a Facebook post. And the traffic that we got back was amazing. So definitely take part and look at the real time because it's going to help you across the board to, again, use for social media. And you're going to get the watch time, the views, the subscribers. This next slide here is kind of cool. You can actually see even what, like this video here, and I got a couple things here, but you can see kind of when the video drops off. When the subscribers, when the people viewing it dropped off. So we can kind of learn from that. And it's like, well, what was in the video where they all of a sudden lost interest? So we can learn from that. And maybe it peaks at certain points. Well, clearly they were interested in that kind of stuff. So maybe I need to make more videos about that kind of content. So we can learn tons of data about our viewership through the Google Analytics, or excuse me, the YouTube Analytics, comparing the different videos that we put out. That viewer duration it's really fun. I really encourage you guys to go to the analytics section on the left-hand side there, and people like more of the shorter videos too. People's attention span, probably even today with this long presentation, maybe even have lost some people. But the percentage viewed is huge because it tells us that the users want those quick videos. They want to learn from them, and that's what we need to push, keep pushing out to them. Just a fun little slide. YouTube generates 3 billion searches per month, hence why it's number 2 search engine. Does anyone have any questions on the YouTube portion of this before we move on? No? Okay, we will keep moving on. Google Analytics, I love this so much. Google Analytics are the analytics taken directly from the searches on your website, and it is free. So I really, really can't stress this enough. If you are not signed up for Google Analytics, you need to be signed up because the data that we receive from this is huge. I get really excited about this stuff because it's fun for me. Again, 2 reasons for any website. Provide information to our viewers and to collect data. Again, because we're going to use that data for later purposes. Most often, I use that information for my future ads that I use online. It's insights in how users interact with your website and also how they're finding you. There is a tracking code that they will give you. You can plug it right into your website. It's going to give you data on every single page of your website. It's incredible. There's a dashboard, a beautiful dashboard here. We can get some real-time data. Real-time meaning the people that are on your website at that given moment. And also we're going to, the analytics that we get from here only begin from the day that you sign up. So unfortunately, if you sign up today, unfortunately, we have all this lost data that we could have been garnering had you signed up sooner. So sooner the better, because that's when we're going to get this access to this awesome information. Snapshot of this here. You can customize this as you choose as well. Customization tab. We're going to search on, we can get information on the audience, who is searching your page, what city they're from, male or female, demographics and their age, We can see how they acquired your website, what pages they interacted on your website, and also the conversions. We can set different tracking for the conversions. This is really helpful if you're doing like YouTube or Google Ads. We use that here in our office as well. The audience section is, I love this page so much. It shows the location, the mobile devices. Are people using their mobile to find you? Are they using your desktop to find you? This is going to tell you all that information. It's going to tell you how many people are repeat customers. Maybe the repeat people are using different landing pages than the people that regularly. The regular visitors are different from the new visitors. We're going to get all that data in here. Also, the average session duration and the user flow. We want to give people a reason to come to our website. We don't just build it and they will come. I hate that mentality. Okay, we have to give people a reason to come to our website. Our social media is a great place to be promoting our website. Okay, we don't need to be giving everyone all the content in those social media posts. Leave a little bit not known to say, hey, learn more here, get all the details here. We want to give that reason to go to the website because we want the data from our customers. Okay, we use that information, so always have a reason to go to your website. Do not just build it, they will come, because they will not come. This is a snapshot of the last year, United States, based on where our traffic comes from. We follow the North Dakota travel and the North Dakota tourism marketing strategies when we had a budget prior to COVID. And so we market to who they market to. So you can kind of see we have a bulk in the Minnesota, Minneapolis area, and a nice chunk in the Chicago area. You guys probably didn't realize, but we have a huge interest from Minnesota and Chicago in the Dickinson area. We get to see all that data, that great data on our website here. I'm just going to go back here, actually, just to, let me see here. Okay. How they acquired your website here. We can break this down even further from all of this here. And I'm going to just show you here. There's a couple things here. This is the snapshot of how people acquired visitdickinson.com in the last year. We have these spikes. What are these spikes? Or these are ads. These were ads that we placed on our Facebook. Okay. This first one here, prior to COVID, right? We pushed that out to Minnesota, Wisconsin, Chicago. You can kind of see the different peaks when the different ads ran. And again, we're our own marketing or ad agency in our office. We do all this in-house. We work as a team. We have monthly, when we would do our ad campaigns, my boss and I and the other gentleman in our office, we have meetings once a month. Okay, we talk about strategies going forward. It's not just my area. We incorporate everybody because we work as a team. There's no I in team. The more insight that you can have from your fellow staff and your coworkers, I really encourage it, because everyone has a voice and there's really great data that they can provide for these future campaigns as well, to make an ad look fantastic, to better appeal to the audience as well. So again, and then here in July, we had an ad for the parade that was in Dickinson. So here's a snapshot of that. Again, we can break down any of these even further. We can export them as a PDF. So if you have a board that you have to answer to, we can export all of this. You can send it as an email attachment, whatever it may be. All of this can be exported. It's super easily laid out. It makes it really easy to identify the traffic. Also, campaign keyword performances. I know I've talked about this, but the ad performances, how the keywords that you plugged into that Google Ads, how that resonated with your audience that you push that ad out to. That's also going to give you this information here as well. So good data there. Behavior. This is really a fun slide. These are the top pages, the top 10 pages to visit Dickinson.com in the last year. It's the websites that the visitors went to on your page. The events tab is always our most popular, followed by the default landing page. It'll tell you exactly the flow of traffic. You know, if they how they interacted with your site, and also, again, what do we use this information for? Not only future ads, but also social media. Again, everything is intertwined. You know, maybe, okay, Griffin Theaters, remember when I said that was huge? It's the #8 hit page on our website. It's crazy. It's just crazy. But who doesn't COVID-19 updates has done well is haunted hospital. You know, when I see these numbers and see these rankings, what does it tell me? It tells me that's what my audience wants. We need to be pushing content out to people that they're interested in. And I get that from my Google Analytics. We need to give the audience exactly what they want and to push the content out. And that's exactly what we learned from our Google Analytics here as well. Just a fun little graphic on the 13 benefits of Google Analytics. Does anyone have any questions on the Google Analytics portion? Seeing none, we will move on. Helpful resources. Again, Walter, I will address your question within this section, I promise you. And if I don't, please ask it again, because I want to make sure we cover it. There's a lot of different plugins that I use on a daily basis on my computer at my work. All of these are free. There's tons of them that are extremely beneficial for any business. I don't care what you're in. These will help you, I promise. The very first one at the very top, that is a plugin for Google Analytics. It lives at the top of your page. You can turn it on or off whenever you want to. So when I'm on my landing page here, visitdickinson.com, just on my main one, I can click the little on or turn it off. And when I click on, I get a dashboard right here at the top. If I go to, let's say, the Ukrainian Cultural Institute's landing page, and if I go up there, I can turn that on. It gives me the traffic exactly on that landing page without me going to my Google Analytics to seek the data. It gives it right there to me. This is a really sweet one. And then also, if you click View in Google Analytics right there at the top, it'll actually take you to the landing page within Google Analytics to give you more information, a really nice snapshot of exactly the page that you're on. So that is my personal favorite because I'm a big analytics person, but that's a great one. Also, let's say we search Dickinson, North Dakota restaurants, okay? A couple plugins that I love to use. This one here is called Keywords Everywhere. Really encourage you guys to use that plugin. And Walter, maybe this is going to help you answer your question. If it doesn't, please ask it again. Take out Dickinson, North Dakota restaurants, fast food restaurants in Dickinson, North Dakota, Food Riot, Dickinson, North Dakota. It gives me, I'm creeping out my competition is what I'm doing. They're giving me keywords that people are searching for when they're searching Dickinson, North Dakota restaurants. What do I do with this information? I plug it into the back end of my website. If you're, let's say you're a specific restaurant in town, and I don't want to pick on any right now just because, but let's say I plug in your business, or let's say I plug in your competition's name. Look at what searches come up for them, okay? We learn from our competition. You plug those back into your website because we want to learn of what people are searching for them, and we want to do better than that, okay? We want to plug those in, but we want to rank higher. We want to be found, and that's great information that we're going to get from that. Also, again, we're searching Dickinson, North Dakota restaurants, and if we are using Uber Suggest, Neil Patel's Uber Suggest, really a great website. It also gives me keywords. So you know what? I would, if it were me, I would take these and I would take these. I would put them back into your website, put them back into your SEO, rank higher, great data that we can use. This is free. You know, both of these here, these are just the free versions of this. You can pay for a premium. I don't use a premium. I love free things. This is a great option for people on a limited budget. Also on the right-hand side here, this is all free stuff that they're telling me about the traffic for it when I search Dickinson North Dakota restaurants. And the really cool thing, and I talked with the Dickinson Police Department, this is one of their videos on YouTube. Not only is this pulling in a YouTube search, or excuse me, in a Google search, but when I search in a YouTube search, I can see the keywords that people use for their videos. Why wouldn't we want to see what our competition is using? And I guarantee a lot of the competition probably isn't even using keywords because they don't know the value of it. But we learn from our competition, you know, search for that person who does it great and match it, but do 3 times better. But here's some of the keywords that they use for theirs. They probably could even add a little more. But you know what? That's a great example. They have the name of it. They have the name of the video, exactly what it is, has their business name, says what it is, lip sync challenge, says their city. They're pulling for all of that information in addition to these keywords that they typed in. And we're getting all this information for free. We are creeping on our competition. We're matching it, but we're going to plug that into our website and it also add more so we're ranking higher. Walter, if that didn't answer your question, please again ask it. Or if anyone else has questions. Canva.com, I love, we use it all the time in our office. It is free and easy. You can be your own graphic designer without leaving the comfort of your office chair. We can create custom marketing materials. We use this all the time, actually. You can make social media posts. You can make flyers, you can make invitations, you can make logos. You can make logos crazy. You can even customize your dimensions. Let's say you have this really weird dimension size. You can actually plug that in. This is free. And if you're looking to make a, remember when I talked about that, that YouTube cover photo, or even your Facebook cover photo, or that YouTube thumbnail size. If you search in the Canva search, and if you search YouTube thumbnails, they're going to give you exactly the size and dimensions that you need. You don't have to Google search and find out what those dimensions are. They give it all to you, and it's really easy and customizable. We can export it as PNG, JPEGs, PDF, MPGs, GIFs, and we can use them for Instagram stories. You can even make animated Instagram stories in here, you guys. This website is amazing. We use it constantly for our social media, and I really encourage you guys to use it as well. It's free, so why not? If you want a higher level understanding of your searches, of people searching your business in a search engine, the Google Search Console, it's kind of it's a more advanced feature. It's free as well. And I really encourage you guys to use it. There's a lot of cool things you can get from it. It's going to give you even error reports. Like maybe there's some pages that aren't resonating well with Google. They're going to tell you exactly what pages of your website you have errors on, okay? It helps you to fix those website issues and to better reach your customers. Again, it's totally search engine based. This is not the same as Google Analytics. Google Analytics is traffic physically on your website. The Google Search Console is the traffic of people searching your business in a search engine. And this is the results that we get from here. Also, we get queries in here. The queries are very similar to, again, the Google My Business queries, only they're different, okay? But we want to take note of these queries, and we want to plug those back into our website, again, helping in our search engine ranking as well. The Google Ad Grants. This is really a very powerful tool. I know there's different places like Medora that use it. I think that, gosh, I'm not even sure which one it is, but if you were a 501c3, you can qualify for up to $10,000 of in-kind word-based grants money grant money to be used for Google ads. If you meet the criteria, and there's a long list of criteria, you can apply for this. Our office, unfortunately, not unfortunately, we can't apply for it. We're a 501c6, but I would love to experience this and to see exactly what you can do. If you, again, if you're a 501c3, really encourage you guys to do that. You manage your own ads through the Google Ads Manager, and there's, again, certain criteria for even pushing out the ads, but definitely take note of google.com/grants if you are a 501c3 or know of one. I would love to hear about their success with this program. About.google/products. This is my question section. However, this just is a snapshot of all the free services that Google offers. Other things that we use in our office, the Google Forms. You know, if you're sending out a survey to people, the Google Forms is incredible. You don't need those, you know, you don't need to pay a service to get the Google Forms, to pay for a forms provider. Google actually, you can customize it, and the responses that you get back, they'll even put them into a nice Excel document that you can export and maybe even upload those email addresses into your Outlook database as well for future correspondence. But there's so many free services. Because I as much as we covered, and I don't even know where we're at in time, but you know, there's so much deeper that we can go in everything. We really basically skip the surface on so many of these things. I use all these tools that I mentioned every single day. They're so powerful. They help our office run very, very smoothly. And we've seen incredible analytics. We've seen incredible numbers from them. So I'm not endorsed by Google at all. I get no compensation from this whatsoever. I just love the product so much. And again, it literally took me to attend that travel conference in 2018 to be so stoked about it, to get home and apply these. You know, yesterday at noon, my boss and I went over to Rotary here in Dickinson, and we gave a short presentation, and it was a like 15-minute on Google. And by the end of the presentation, I had to step out, I believe, for another meeting. But when I got back to the office that afternoon, my boss actually told me that there was someone there who was so excited about this. He was telling his wife, we got to do this, we got to do this. I'm so excited about this. That's exactly how I felt leaving that conference in 2018. I was so pumped to get back to my work and apply this tool to our office. And the results that we have seen are literally incredible. And I know that it could be very successful for all of you guys. It takes time. It's not something that is, it's a time sucker. I'm not going to say that it's not, but you need to see the value and the importance of it to make time for it. So many of these things are similar across the board. Your social media posts, copy and paste them into that Google post. You know, learn from your analytics, learn from those insights. It's really going to help you overall succeed as a business. If there are any questions on whether this section or any others, I would be happy to answer, because I don't know where we're at in time, but I'm that's what I have, but I'd be happy to elaborate any more on anything though, so.
I have a question on Google reviews.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's just our website provider or like that. But we have a problem getting our reviews over on Google. Is there?
Okay, so the question was she's having troubles getting reviews to your business on Google?
Yes.
Okay.
From another, like from Attendees, or we want them to show up under Google, if they only show up under other reviews.
Okay. So the question was, is how do you get your reviews from one website to transfer over to your Google? They won't. They will only be on your Google if they were made within that Google review section. Unfortunately, I know that's like even like with TripAdvisor with the hotels or restaurants and such. Those reviews on TripAdvisor are only on TripAdvisor.com, not on their Google listing. What I would encourage you to do personally would be to sign up for the marketing kit, the free marketing kit from Google. You know, show those marketing materials and encourage your visitors to review you. Maybe you put it maybe you put that shortened URL in a social media post, or maybe it's in a newsletter. Offer an incentive. Maybe offer your visitors some special feature, or maybe a special prize for whoever reviews you. Maybe it's hey, whoever reviews us the month of January, we're going to put all those names in a hat, and you're going to get a free $20 gift card. You know, something like that. Not everyone is. It's kind of like signing up for a newsletter. Not everybody gets so many newsletters. What makes yours different? Give them a reason to do it. You know what I mean? So because besides, it's basically just going to be junk because they get so many. They're just going to delete it. What is the reason for opening that folder? That email? What do you provide to them that's going to give them a reason to open it? Maybe you sharing that information and giving them an incentive to leave that review. Sometimes people will be inspired to do something, and maybe by offering something, because again, who never likes free stuff, right? So that's what I would suggest. You know. Any other questions?
Does it change anything if you have several domain names within your website? Like you have 4 or 5 different domain names?
Okay, so,
Tracking for analytics.
okay, so the question was, is she has several different domain names, and you're wondering how to use that for Google Analytics. You can add, I manage, I think, 5 different websites outside of work. So you can add as many domains as you like, and it's super simple to navigate from one to the next. You just do that up in the upper left-hand corner, and then you just select which one you want to be on, and then whatever one you select, that's the dashboard for that as well. So it's very, very easy. One other thing that I want to mention, everyone was given a folder. So please take that with you if you would like to take others with you for others in your office or other friends that would use the information. Please be sure and do that. There's a Grow with Google information in here, a couple different things. There's a fun little pen and a notepad. And the other thing that I just want to talk about is this sheet right here, and I can email this out to the chamber, and they can pass this along to, in addition to the slideshow. I'd be happy to share the deck with those online as well. So the Dickinson Convention and Visitors Bureau, where I work, we offer digital online education and notes. We work with the hospitality industry. We're funded by a portion of the lodging tax. So we work very, very closely, not only with the, especially with the lodging properties in town, but we do work with everyone as well. We do have flat project rates available for visitor attractions, restaurants and coffee houses, bars and lounges, public, government, nonprofit organizations related to the visitor industry. If you are not one of those mentioned, but you still would like more information, please still reach out. There's other options that we can talk about as well. So please take note of this flyer. There's some good information in there, and I guarantee you, like I said, if you apply what you learned today, all you gotta do is take it home and apply it. I can give you so much information. I can give you everything that I possibly know, but if you don't go home and apply it, it's worthless. And that's just what I'm asking you guys to do, is just take it home and apply it. And I guarantee you that you will see the great success that our office has seen in just 2 years. So thank you so much for coming as well.
Oh, well, thank you, Julie, so much for coming today. You are so inspirational with your love for Google and all of your free little tips and tricks with all the different Google products, from the Google Docs to Canva. I learned so much when I met with you, and the analytics and everything. So on behalf of Develop Dickinson, we just want to thank you for being here today. We also want to thank Stevenson's for hosting us, and for our sponsors that made this event possible today, for the City of Dickinson and American Bank Center. So we really appreciate your time and talents. And please mark your calendar for our next Develop Dickinson event coming up on February 4th. Go to the Chamber website and our Develop Dickinson URL there, and you can get more information about the event and how to register. And I think the Chamber team is going to be sending out some more info. Julie was great to work with Google and provide us the folders, so we'll get those out also to the attendees today. And just thank you guys for supporting this program with Develop Dickinson. I'm Carrie Dunn with the American Bank Center, and we just really appreciate you guys being here today. So thanks so much, and have a great day.
For everyone who is still in the chat, you will be receiving the recorded presentation as well, probably early next week sometime, so please keep an eye out for that. Thanks for joining us.